Hi readers, I'm Lori. Welcome back to my channel, Books, Ink, and Paper, and welcome to my September TBR. Like, this is the stuff I really need to read this month for various reasons. And so we're going to talk about these books that I will likely finish. And then I'm going to tie up a loose end from a video that I did recently. So let's get started. Let's tie up the loose end first. Although I will tell you that this is a very weird experience that I've had this morning. So I decided to share with you the results. It's a little late, I know, of the You Pick the Oldest Book on my list for me to read next. So I gave you, I think it was 10, the top 10 of the books that were on my Goodreads list for ever. And of those 10, you were to pick one for me to read. One of them is missing. I have no idea where. I've looked all over. I can't imagine where it would be. The only thing I can imagine is if I put it in the wrong pile. I had some family members over recently, and I had a stack of books that I said they could take if they wanted to. And so maybe somebody took it because I put it in the wrong pile. I don't know, but I don't have it. Nevertheless, that's not the book that you chose. So let me share with you the one that was in third place, and that was Lamb by Christopher Moore. This one was really loved by a lot of you, and it was very close, these top three. Very, very close. But again, I think, like to get to this and plan to do, but it just didn't make it to the top, so that's not going to be the one that I read first. The one that's missing is The Language of Flowers by Vanessa Diffenbach. And I have no idea where it is, but I will find it because I really want to read that too. And you all really wanted me to read it as well. But the top book of all of the choices is The Book Thief by Markus Zusak, which I guess I wasn't really surprised, but it was so close. I kept tallying it up and it was just so close. And then all of a sudden here it was. Now I did start this a while ago and I just did not finish it. It is definitely an interesting way of writing a book because the character in this book, one of the characters in this book, the narrator, is Death. And then, of course, there's this young girl and her family. This is set back in 1939 Nazi Germany. The country is holding its breath. Death has never been busier and will become busier soon. So Liesel is a little girl who finds a book on the ground, and it is called The Grave Digger's Handbook. It's in the snow, and she takes that book, and then what happens next is quite interesting. And again, I didn't finish it. People love this book as well. I don't know why I didn't go back to it all this time, but I didn't. But I've kept it because I really did think I wanted to go back. It has some illustrations in it. It is very small print, but I also could, if it's not difficult, which it might be the way that it's written, I could also listen to it, perhaps. The binding has broken a little bit. Someone else in my family did read this, and maybe two people did, but again, I just didn't yet. So thank you for choosing this one. I'm excited to read it, and I'll get to it at some point before the end of the year. That's the goal. And then I'll put this one back on the shelf, and I'll keep searching for The Language of Flowers. I'm going to have to ask my family. We have a group family text and for several families. And so, yeah, I'm going to have to say, hey, did anybody by accident, walk off with The Language of Flowers? I can't imagine, but you never know. All right, so what do I need to read in the month of September? The other video that I did recently for September, series September, those of course are piles of possibilities. There's no way I'm going to get all those books read, but this group is the books that I am committed to reading for the month that I really need to get to. The first book that I need to share with you is The Wager by David Grann. This is the author of Killers of a Flower Moon, and this is the book that was book of the year for Barnes & Noble, I think, but it's nonfiction. It was, again, my nonfiction pick for this quarter that you chose, and this one is about a shipwreck, and it's back in 1742 off the coast of Brazil, 30 emaciated men barely alive, and a story to tell because they survived the Wager, which was a British vessel that had left England in 1740. So it was 2 years that they were in some level of terror, perhaps, or turmoil. But I would like to, of course, start this. It's not terribly long either. It's 325 pages with the index. So not going to take a lot of time. And I also could probably listen to this if it's not confusing. I don't think it will be, but yes, this is, I know this is going to be good. People love this. They say it reads like a novel. So the book of the month club pick, I have one each month. I'm trying to read one a month and get to the back list of that as well. So this one I started last month or the month before, a backlist title, but I didn't finish it because I had to read another book of the month for a buddy read, I think. And so I prioritized that one, but I'd like to finish this one this month because it's short for one. I started it already. I didn't get very far, as you can see, but I would like to finish this, and I've had it for a bit. This came out in 2023, maybe. Book of the months don't always have the same process as other people do. Yes, 2023. Katie Williams, I think, was a content creator and then wrote a novel. So it's literary fiction, but it's also dystopian, like speculative too. So this is about a woman who was killed by a serial killer, and she's brought back to life with a project that the government has created to re-alive people, I guess. I don't know that that's a great word. I'm not sure what the purpose of realiving them is, so I don't want to necessarily say, oh, I think it's going to happen, this is going to happen, whatever, because I have no idea. All I know is Lou is her name. She's married. She returns back to her family, her young toddler daughter, and she's trying to adjust to the fact that she's back, but she's in a different kind of frame of mind, I'm sure, but also perhaps she hasn't forgotten things because she remembers everything, I think. She just it's just weird. She's also meeting other women who've been realived or regenerated, let's just say that. And so she's, she's kind of in a group with them too, because obviously they're all adjusting like she is. So there's that. And then also she wants to find out, or maybe she has to find out, who killed her. And so that's what this is going to be about. And I feel like I could get this done easily in this month and still get to these other things that I need to read, and also to the pile of possibilities for series September, which I'm looking forward to. So the next one is my book club read, and it is my read that I will complete in September. We meet in October to talk about this one, so I have a little bit of leeway the beginning of October. But this is Blue Sisters by Coco Mellors. This was, I think, a Book of the Month Club selection. If not, it became an add-on. And I didn't get it at that time. And it's not like it wasn't interesting to me. I didn't pick it. So this one is about, there were four sisters and one of them dies, and the other three sisters who've been estranged, I think, from, all of each other, they come back together in their grief and in their trying to understand what happened and how to recover from this. And so they are very different. Avery is a recovering heroin addict who's now a lawyer and lives with her wife in London. Bonnie is a former boxer who works as a bouncer in a Los Angeles club. Lucky is a model in Paris. So they're very, very different people. And then Nikki was the the sister that died. They are also going to New York to stop the sale of an apartment that they were raised in. So they come back to home. I'm sure that brings forward lots of memories, some good, possibly some bad. But it sounds like literary fiction, family, saga, and I'm sure that it will be good. Lots of people have said that they really enjoyed it. It has a 3.93 rating on Goodreads, so that's good. And I really think that it would be a lovely discussion too for our book club. So I have an audiobook in progress. That one is Mary by Nat Cassidy. I have about 5 hours left, I think. I'm very slowly reading little bits of it. I haven't had as much reading time this last week, week and a half, so I'm trying to get back in the groove with that. And I am enjoying it. It's very unique, it's very different. It's so weird. Like I can't wait to discuss this with you a little bit more. But I don't want to spoil anything either. But Mary is going, she's had to go. She lost her job and she's had to go to take care of her aunt, who is just a very strange individual. And she's not well, excuse me. Her aunt is not well. So she's going to be kind of a caregiver, whatever she can do for her aunt. But meanwhile, she returns back to where she was raised and some really weird things are happening, just really weird things, and they're happening to her and around her as well. So really creepy, horror-y, not for everyone, but definitely one of the strangest books I've read in a while. So there you go. So I have my nonfiction pick, I have my book of the month club pick, I have an audio to finish, I have a book club read, and if there's time, this is a pile of possibilities, but I have started The Correspondent by Virginia Evans, and I had ordered this from Blackwell's because I love this cover so much more than I love the other cover. In fact, I was listening to a podcast the other day, and the podcast hosts were talking about the other cover, which has a bird on it, and the woman who had read it, I think they both have, was talking about how she had no idea why that bird was on the cover, what relationship that bird has to this entire book. But I'm enjoying this. I'm about the same level in with this as I am with My Murder, but it's epistolary. It's easy to just pick up for a little bit and read and then put it back down for a bit. And so that's kind of what I've been doing. I have already put some darts in here for passages that I really have enjoyed. It's beautifully written. I think this is going to be one of my favorites of the year. And again, I'm only 60 pages in. But this is about a woman whose name is, oh, I've already forgotten. Her name is Sybil Van Antwerp, and Sybil writes letters. She writes letters to a lot of people. She writes letters to authors, to family, to friends, to people who have not done what they had said that they would do for her, things like that, some kind of complaint letters. Yes, I really enjoy her. I really do. So, The Correspondent is a possibility that I will finish this month. We shall see. I think that is actually it. So I will carry on with my reading and I will prioritize The Book Thief as soon as I have the bandwidth and the ability to get to that. I know I won't start that this month just because of everything else that I have going on with reading, which I'm so excited about. I am currently reading A Line to Kill by Anthony Horowitz. That's my series September start book, and it's on my Kindle, and I'm really enjoying it so far. So that's where I am with series September. So let me know in the comments below if you have read any of these books, what you're reading in the month of September, whatever you want me to know. I can't wait to hear what you think about some of these. If you don't want to comment, but you want to leave an emoji and let me know you were here, you can put a letter or a typewriter or something like that because of The Correspondent. And I really think that that is going to be fantastic. So if you want to do that, and then if you want to choose your own emoji, you can do that too, because you guys always choose really good ones. So maybe you can find another one that relates to something that I have read here or have to read here. So thanks so much again for watching, and as always, happy reading. Bye.